Yo book nerds! Today I'm going to go through series that I want to read. Not too long ago I had done a video about series that I had started but not finished. I will link that video. Those books are not going to be talked about today in this video. These are all series that I want to read that I have not started yet. As I had said in that other video, I am terrible at remembering the names of series, so I'm probably just going to call most of these by the title of the first book. So let's jump right into it. I believe this is the Coalwood series, but it's October Sky, also known as Rocket Boys, by Homer Hickam. That's the first one. And then it's The Coalwood Way and Sky of Stone. I love the movie October Sky, and that has made me want to read this trilogy. They're all nonfiction memoirs, I believe, from my understanding, about Homer Hickam and Coalwood and how he got out of Coalwood and was able to follow his dreams to work on rockets and study space, etc., etc. The Pillars of the Earth by Kent Follett, which is followed up by A World Without End and A Column of Fire. I bought this trilogy because it was recommended to me by a friend. She had told me that Pillars of the Earth was her all-time favorite novel, and so that intrigued me a lot, and so I'm really excited to read this as well. I don't know a whole lot about it. I believe it's some kind of fantasy or some kind of king type story. I'm not really sure. I've got a few duologies that I'm really excited to read. Up first is The Notebook and The Wedding by Nicholas Sparks. Super excited to read these. I have not read a lot of Nicholas Sparks. I've only ever read one book by him. I read A Walk to Remember and I really liked that. So I'm excited to read these. I have seen the movie The Notebook. I loved the movie. So I'm excited to read the book because I always feel like there's more in the book than the movie. The Five People You Meet in Heaven and then The Next Person You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I have read Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom, but I have not read anything else. I have seen the movie again for The Five People You Meet in Heaven, but I'm super excited to read the book because, like I just said, I feel like there's always so much more in the book, and I'm excited to read the sequel as well. Got some Stephen King here. We've got The Shining and Dr. Sleep. I haven't read a whole lot of Stephen King, so I'm excited to read these. I have not seen the movie for The Shining, but I've kind of had it spoiled for me, so I kind of know what's going to happen. I know what to expect a little bit, but I'm still very excited, and I hope it can still scare me when I read it. If you have seen Friends, you know, maybe I'll have to put it in my freezer like Joey did. We'll see. But I'm still thinking that it will be a very enjoyable read for me. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Even though I've had The Shining spoiled for me, I don't know what Dr. Sleep is about, so at least this one has not been spoiled for me, even though The Shining has. Catch-22 and Closing Time by Joseph Heller. I don't know a ton about Catch-22. I have heard some people say that the sequel is not that great, but I still want to read it and get my own opinion. I know it's about war. I know that it's about some rule, this Catch-22 rule, that kind of creates this loop, which is where the phrase Catch-22 comes from. It's really hard to explain what a Catch-22 is, so I'm just going to read what the back says. It says, a man is considered insane if he willingly continues to fly dangerous combat missions, but if he makes a formal request to be removed from duty, he is proven sane and therefore ineligible to be relieved. So that is what the Catch-22 rule is, and so he has to be insane to do these missions. If he wants out, he is considered sane, and then he can't be discharged from the military, so he's then stuck in, and then he has to keep doing these missions, which to do them you have to be considered insane. So it's this loop. That's pretty much the extent of my knowledge of this book. I really don't know what the sequel is about at all, and so I'm excited to check these out too. Sticking with the war theme here, I have All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque. I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. My apologies. And then the other two that go with this are The Road Back and then Three Comrades. And I don't know that Remarque actually made this a trilogy. I just have heard that they all kind of go together, so they might be more like companion novels and not an actual series, but I still want to read them all. And I'm very excited to read them because they are by a German author, and my family heritage is mostly German, and I've never actually read any German authors. And so I'm really excited to finally read some German classics since I am mostly German. And then finally I have Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey, and I am including with these Virgil's The Aeneid. And the reason I'm doing that, even though it doesn't actually go with Homer's duology here, I'm including it here because I've heard so many people say that the Aeneid is Virgil's answer to these two, and so I kind of want to read them all together. I don't know how accurate that is. Again, that's just what I've heard. You can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I want to read all of them. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't read either of these because of what my degree is in. I have a creative writing degree. I did a video on my degree and career and such, which I will also link if you want to check that out. So I'm kind of surprised that I didn't have to study either of these when I was in college. So I kind of feel like I missed out, and I really want to read these and see what they're about, because I know that, is it the Iliad is about Troy, the Battle of Troy, I believe. And I think this is about Odysseus, which is where the term Odyssey comes from. And so I know a little bit about Odysseus, but not a lot, so I'd like to learn more. So I'm very excited to read these. I don't really know what the Aeneid is about, but I've just heard that it's Virgil's answer to these two, and so I'm excited to read these and then see what Virgil has to say about it all. Those are all the series that I currently own that I really want to read. I might get more in the future, who knows, but I do like to try and read one series a year at least. With my current reading goals, again, I don't know how that will fit in, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sorry if my voice has been weird through this video. I still have that cold. I have a daughter in daycare. She brings everything home to me. And so, but it is not COVID. I did get tested. It's not COVID. It's just a bad cold. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will also link my Facebook below if you want to check me out on Facebook. I put out a new video every Monday, and I post on my Facebook a lot throughout the week. I will see you guys next Monday. Thanks for talking books with me.